Welcome to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. If you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Hey, everybody. So here is a tip for your organization. Think about bringing book reading. Reading a book together as a team or in an organization helps to create some continuity, creates growth, and it's just something neat to talk about every week. So we at Team Lally, we have a book club, and the book that we are reading this session is called what is it called?
Unreasonable Hospitality.
Yeah, by Will, I think Giodara. But anyway, they are the owners of 11 Madison, which became the number one restaurant as voted by peers and something like 1,000 people that are in that industry, number one restaurant in the world. And the reason we're reading it is the difference between service and hospitality, and then we're incorporating this, what we're learning, in examining
into our everyday business.
Business. So if you're looking to join a real estate team that is always constantly looking to ways to improve, that has a growth culture, all you got to do is come to our career night, Hawaii Career Night, which is going to be July 7th.
Yes, from 6 until 7. And we are doing on-the-spot interviews right after Career Night is done.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so when you're interviewing brokerages or teams, or, if you have an organization, hey, do you guys read a book? And I'm not saying it's not a good organization if they don't read a book, but it'd definitely be a plus.
They just have different priorities. That's all.
Anyway, in this book, I highly recommend that as a book if you're a business owner or if you're in the service industry, because per this book and Small Business Administration, that would be like 70% of our economy is product or service. So there's a high probability that a majority of you listening to my voice right now either work in a service industry or are business owners of something that provides a product or service in the industry and our economy, and it makes up the biggest part of it. So he talks about the difference between service and hospitality. And the visual representation of that came from somebody that they didn't hire. I thought it was interesting that this came from a lady they were interviewing and didn't hire. They asked the interviewee, what's the difference between service and hospitality? And what did the lady say?
She said service is kind of like black and white.
Yes.
And then hospitality is the color.
Yeah. Service is like it's all the things that you learn to do in your training, operational wise, of how to provide your product or service, like inputting the orders, fulfilling the orders, ringing up the orders. Those are all black and white. You just do those. You have to do those. Those are the basics.
Yes.
Hospitality is like at the Four Seasons, where they're going to call you and say, hey, do you have any allergies? And you say, yes, I'm lactose intolerant. And you show up and your room has almond milk inside the mini fridge. That's hospitality.
Just going above and beyond what's expected.
So those are the things that we incorporate in our business. And as leaders, who are we working on our hospitality with? And then who are our team members working on their hospitality with?
As leaders, who we're working on is how to wow and show the hospitality to all of our team members. Which, by the way, we are looking for new team members. If you go to jointeamlally.com, where we're hiring, we've got room for, we are going to be starting a new batch of people. So we've got room for about 3 more starting in this next group early July.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So anyway, service versus hospitality. That's what we want to introduce to you in the beginning. You had something you wanted to share?
I have a review, speaking of hospitality. This one is for Laura Fleming and her team. Shane, CJ, and Anna have been amazing to work with. We never sold a property before, and Laura and her team made it such an easy, stress-free process. There were constant communication every step of the way, and everything was communicated clearly. All questions and concerns were answered or addressed quickly and in a timely manner, which is crucial. Laura is not shy about having the hard conversations, and we appreciated that.
Yeah.
If you're looking for help selling or buying real estate, Laura and her team will not disappoint. Good job, Laura, on having top-notch service and those hard conversations.
So I think she provided hospitality in that interaction.
And honesty, too, because, this market can be kind of tough, especially for for sellers.
All right. Speaking of someone that brings color into the lending industry, they're doing more than just providing service. They're providing hospitality to their clients and has been known to have been doing this from day one and all the way through their handling of clients with mortgages and refinances. Who's that, Adrienne?
That would be Jodie Tanga, the mortgage genius.
The mortgage genius. Hey, Jodie.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. What you got for us this week?
Well, I just wanted to talk about kind of the process in general. I feel like some people contact us and they think that they're contacting us in the right time when in reality, if we had a little bit of an on-ramp to be able to really go through all of this important information and get a better picture of their financial situation, we would have been able to really been strategic about planning, and it would have changed, the way that the process goes. So a lot of times we are still able to, get the job done and get it closed and accomplish the overall task. But truth be told, that the longer your runway that you have to be able to digest, understand, feel confident, and make some necessary changes, it just makes the overall process and the end goal so much, easier, smoother.
Yeah. Confucius say, haste make waste. He said that. I talked to him the other day. That's what he said.
Well, I think a lot of buyers, they get confused and they think the first step in finding the home is is like shopping online or like going to open houses. But really, that first step is to call Jodie and her team so that like they are prepared in case they do come across the home of their dreams, right?
Yeah,
and know that they're looking in the right price band.
Yeah, if they're like a couple or something or a family, I tell the one that's looking, I said, are you ready to be a dream stealer? And they're like, Attilio, what do you mean by that? And I said, well, you're going to start looking at houses and maybe the house is like, I don't know, 1.2 million, 1.3 million. And then you guys go try and get pre-approved and you're only approved for like 800, 900,000. You got to go circle back to the person that was letting you lead the charge and go, oh, sorry. That awesome home we looked at online, and then we even went to the open house and walked through it, and we imagined all our children and all the things in the house. We're not getting that house. We have to go. We have to downsize. And you downsize before you even move. People downsize to sell and downsize, but you're downsizing while you're looking. So,
that's disappointing.
Call Jodie first.
Yes, call
Jodie. What so that. In high school, you maybe you was one of those students. You was always super prepared. You got the syllabus before day one. You read the first chapter, and then when you showed up, you was all ready to go. Be that person.
Actually, right. That's the person you want to be.
That's the person we always want to be. So for that person to show up to meet with Professor Jodie on the home buying experience, what would be on that syllabus? What would be the things that they should be prepared to share with you in that moment or get to you shortly thereafter?
I mean, for the initial conversation, it's really having an idea of like what you make and how much you think you can afford. Yeah. Like that's what it comes down to. And from that information, we're able to really have some real talk, where it's not just like what you qualify for on paper, but it's like what you're going to be able to afford. And then in terms of the support, we try not to overwhelm people and just give them and say like, oh, we need to have all this before we can even have a conversation. Yeah. But when they are ready to start wanting to submit offers, then yes, we definitely need like, the 2 most recent pay stubs, the 2 years tax returns, the 2 years most recent W-2s, and then, of course, the asset accounts where the down payment money and or closing costs would be coming from. We need to validate that. Yeah. And so it's really funny I just got off of a Zoom, and it was my very first conversation with her, and she was like, well, I want to submit an offer. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, I mean, we are moving in fast motion, which is totally fine. Yeah. But there is a lot that we're skipping over in terms of like, what's your monthly payment? What are the closing costs? What do they consist of? What fees are not included in this estimate? What are all the documentation now that you need to get over to me? And then, of course, we still have to review credit and run the automated approval and all that stuff. I mean, it was just kind of like a lot. And she really brushed over my estimate of the numbers. And, I was okay. Like, I'm okay with that. And I didn't want to, and she's a very smart woman. So I didn't want to,
like, push the issue.
Right. I didn't want to be like, I just want to make sure you're understanding that, the monthly payment is going to be $6,000 a month.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she was just like, okay, what's next so that we can get the offer submitted? And I get it. I also want to help you submit the offer. I also want to get into escrow and help you do the loans. But there is just so much that we skipped over. And I did tell her, I said, I want to slow down a little bit. I get it. I'm going to help you make sure that you can submit the offer today. But I do want to slow down on these numbers because I really want to make sure that you understand.
Adrienne, explain to our listeners what did that look like? Like, we're the listing agent, and we get an offer come in. There's no pre-approval, nothing that demonstrates that this person has the ability. They have the motivation because they came and saw it and wrote the offer, but they don't have the ability. They're not.
They haven't been completely vetted yet.
Yeah. What is our advice to our seller with that offer?
Well, that we need to see a pre-approval. That the buyer needs to
Proof of funds for down payment.
They need to be vetted
Yeah.
before we do anything, even like countering or opening escrow. We need to see that the fully vetted buyer, because I mean, anyone can have a conversation and provide a pre-qualification, which is just based off of what you say. But what Jodie's talking about is really digging in deep into the financials and making sure that you actually will be approved.
Yeah. And so what Jodie is telling you guys is slow down to hurry up. Slow down. Get prepared. Like, if you're even remotely thinking about buying a house right now.
Yeah, get prepared now. Yep.
Jodie, you okay if like somebody's like a super planner and they're just calling in advance, they just want to check in with you, right?
Yeah,
I know
I love that.
I know you've helped a lot of buyers. Like, I mean, they might not be ready even this year, and it's just like you're in a maintenance, like building your credit, and you come up with the plan so that they can buy the home when it's the right time.
Now, Jodie, and have you ever had a situation where you have to go back to the buyer and say, hey, you know what, we're just not going to be able to. I know you scramble and you guys do a lot, but has anybody just really given you the bum's rush and put you in a situation, not your fault, but their fault, where you're like, we're not going to be able to do this deal?
Yes. I mean, I've had times where the worst one ever was like over 10 years ago, but they, were so certain of their credit score. They were so certain of all of these things. They're like, just assume this. Like, no, assume this and then do the numbers like this. And, and I actually talked with them for months because they were moving from Boston, okay?
Yeah.
And then they made this 6,000-mile move and got here, called me and said, okay, we're here. We're ready to start submitting offers. Go ahead, pull our credit. Now that we're here. And, all the while I had been like, I want to review your credit. Like, we need to do this because you're like selling property. You're selling all your stuff and you're moving to, somewhere that you've they had been here. But anyways, so they get here, they're staying in a hotel and they're like, we want to start submitting offers. I review their credit and it is, I couldn't qualify them.
Yeah.
Oh. Ouch.
They had to wait over a year, so they had to rent, which is fine. But guess what? I talked to them for over a year.
Yeah,
they could have been.
If we had known, I could have given them the steps and said, like, "Oh, you have this, this, and this," and they were, and they were like, "There's no way. We have excellent credit." I'm like, "There's this is showing up, and this is showing up," and there, it took them about a year or just under a year, like 8 months to get it fixed.
Yeah.
And so we would have easily had that runway, and they would have easily been able to buy if we had just done it all a little sooner.
All right, so we're going to be...
So lesson learned.
Every time you come on the show, we're going to be creating the 10 commandments of Jodie's 10 commandments for getting pre-approved, and one of them is let you take a look at the credit.
Early.
Yes, we need to work on it. All right. Thanks so much,
Thank you, Jodie.
Thank you, Jodie.
You're welcome.
Okay, that's Jodie Tanga, the mortgage genius.
All right, next
Pacific
up.
Rim Mortgage.
You know, buying a house, the mortgage is super important. And if you have a mortgage, there's no way you get that mortgage or that mortgage is going to be approved unless you can get homeowners insurance.
That's right.
So who is our expert we trust when it comes to homeowners insurance, car insurance, and all kind of insurance?
That would be Bradley Maruyama with Allstate Insurance.
Hey, Bradley, hello, Bradley.
Hey, what's up?
What you got for us this week?
All right. We always talk about homeowners insurance, but when some of the callers call me, sometimes a lot of the questions are auto insurance. So my tip of the week, since so many people are traveling this summer, Brad, does my car insurance extend to my rental car? And does it extend to Turo? So yes, your insurance policies do extend. So number one, you got to make sure that you have collision and comprehensive and not older vehicles that don't have that coverage, because if you don't have that coverage on your personal autos, it's not going to extend to the rental car. Number two, does it extend to Turo? Typically, all the major carriers will also cover the Turo if you're not renting from a budget or an enterprise.
Gotcha.
But here's the thing. A lot of my friends and family say, so I understand my car insurance extends. What would you personally do? So American Express, the Costco credit card, as well as the majority of the Chase credit cards, those, if you rent your car with those credit cards, they have specific rental car coverage. What's the plus to it? The plus is that there's no deductibles. So let's just say you do get into a car accident. It's not going to affect your personal auto policy because there is no deductible. They don't contact your insurance carrier. So I always tell people, first and foremost, use your credit card first. There's no coverage, then we go to your personal policy. Now, let's go through the process, because they said, okay, I will use my credit card. What's the process if I get into a claim? So you have to have your rental agreement handy. When you call your American Express or Costco, there's always going to be a 1-800 number. You file that claim. I hit a tree while in Lake Tahoe, and I got into an accident. Here's the police report. Here's my rental agreement, and the damage is done to my front right bumper. You'll get a claim number from American Express or Chase or Costco, and when you return a vehicle, all you do is you give them that claim number. And what happens is Costco or Chase will work directly with the rental car company. Then you don't have to even worry about it. So
that's great.
That's my tip of the week.
That's an excellent tip, because I always feel like high pressured at the rental car companies to get their extra insurance. And I knew this, and I always, use my American Express, and I'm like, no, plus I have my regular insurance plus the American Express. And they always try and scare you into getting extra insurance. And I'm like, no, thank you. And then you have to sign all these other things if you don't do their insurance.
You're like leaving the office. They're around the corner like, boo, you shouldn't get the insurance. And then you go into the car, and then they pop up from inside the car. Hello, you shouldn't get the insurance. And then you're like, oh my God, no, I don't want to get the insurance. But because if it's like $30 a day.
Yes, extra.
So if you do that times like a month, that's like $9,000 a month for insurance. It doesn't make sense. 900. Sorry, I'm throwing extra zeros on there because
it does feel like 9,000. It just feels like it's a lot of extra that you don't need, especially if you use one of those credit cards or you already have that on your
The cost is
policy.
expensive comparatively to annualized insurance that you have on your car. So thank you, Bradley.
Yes, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Good tip.
All right, good tip.
Thanks, Bradley. All right, Bradley Maruyama of Allstate. He is an expert we trust. And you can find all about him and all the experts that we trust on teamlally.com under the resource tab. Now, we do have some open houses.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so we've got 2 Saturday open houses, one in Kapolei on Palahia Street. Actually, I think that's Makakilo. 10 to 1, 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, 843 square foot. And
it's $540,000.
The price was just reduced. Yep.
Oh, tell them the time. The time is from, did you tell them?
10 to 1. So
July 5th. So it's after 4th of July, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. What else?
Freshly updated new blinds, appliances, fixtures, and plumbing. It's fully furnished and move-in ready.
Private patio with stunning ocean and mountain views. Adrienne's surprised I can read without my glasses.
Yes. And low maintenance lifestyle and peaceful Westview at Makakilo.
All right. The next one up is the, and you know what? We'll take a break on our open houses because we got somebody, like, let's say you go in an open house and you're an investor and you want to buy this property. Mm-hmm. I would tell you that the second thing you should do is write an offer on it. The first thing you should do is call Duke and his team and find out what this property would rent for. How many times we've had people do it the other way?
Yes.
And then Duke has to be the bearer of bad news. Like, this thing ain't going to rent with positive cash flow.
Yes.
So, and who is Duke?
Duke is with Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
All right. Hey, Duke.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
What's your tip of the week? Yeah.
The tip of the week is pest control should be done before the tenants move in.
Yes.
It's not something that the tenants pay for up front.
Yeah.
So I'm always asked that with responsible owners always have some kind of pest control plan.
Yeah.
Whether it be, and that pest control, when you say pest control, that does not include termite.
Yes.
So people are always including that in pest control because those treatments are totally separate.
Yeah.
So the bugs.
It's very confusing. Yeah, it bugs, fleas, tick, ants, roaches, all those things are separate from termite treatment.
Yeah.
So do it up front.
Termite treatment should be done on every 5 years. You should get an inspection.
Yeah.
And that's not on a tenant.
Yeah.
Pest control before a tenant moves in should be done. I highly recommend it. And when a tenant moves in, it's up to them after 30 days.
Yeah.
So when they first move in, if they see roaches or rats or anything in the house, the owner needs to take care of it.
Yep. And so do it up front, too, because when they do it up front, too, what happens? All the dead stuff is all over there, and then you got to make sure that the cleaners come in after the pest control.
And when tenants walk in or they try to move in and they say, "Oh no, man, there's been dead roaches. I see dead roaches." I say, "How many roaches have you seen?"
Yeah.
"Oh, one." Okay, one dead roach does not mean we have to re-clean the whole house.
Yeah.
And I said, "Wouldn't you rather know that the roaches in the house are dead?"
Yes.
Than
alive.
if they weren't dead. Correct.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. If you're a tenant, you move in, you see a dead roach or dead ants, that's great.
Yeah.
You want that.
Don't give them CPR. Just be grateful. They're dead. And, the other pest that they don't take care of is ungrateful teenagers. So don't put that on the list. Just the regular ones. But it's a good thing that, like you said, because I think, too, a lot of people from the mainland, their expectations are a little bit different because you have winters there where the bugs kind of recede.
Killed. Yes.
But Hawaii, they all come here because it's like it's
nice weather here.
Nice weather, and they're growing all year long. So you have to be on top of it here in Hawaii. Yeah. And you outside and you see one flying cockroach. Welcome to Hawaii.
Right? That's right. And they're flying only to get to you because they want to land on your shoulder.
That's it, and just say hello and all that good stuff. So that's a great tip. What's good about you guys too is that you give all the advice. You have Duke's 10 Commandments to get your property ready for sale, and you go over it with them. So
we do. Awesome. When we meet with you, we tell you all the things we see, and we recommend getting your yard trimmed one more time, making sure that the tenants know that lawn service is included, where the parking spaces are, that they're nicely marked and bright, and then pest control. Pest control is always in our pre-meet, move-in meet.
Cool.
Because it's a big deal in Hawaii.
Yeah, because you're going to keep the tenant happier longer if they're not seeing a whole bunch of
And then they're
pests.
going to stay.
They're going to stay.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Less turnover.
So,
Less turnover.
When you're dealing with an HOA, too, and you're in an apartment complex, most of the time, pest control is just around the perimeter.
Yeah.
It doesn't include inside your units.
Mm-hmm.
So owners, you are responsible for the inside pest control, and it's not expensive.
Yeah. And I had Kilauea Pescocho come out to one of my units I owned in Waikiki, and I said, well, how do I keep the stuff coming over from the neighbors and stuff? So what they did was they took like this insulation thing and went around all the piping and sprayed that. You can do it yourself. It's not that hard, but where all the wet walls are and the shared walls, because they come through the walls too from the neighbors. So it's a little tip there.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Thanks.
So anyway, if you have any questions, you can give us a call at 808-445-9223, or you can see us on the internet at www.hipacificdm.com.
All right.
Thank you, Duke.
Okay. Thank you.
All righty.
So that was Duke with Hawaii Pacific Property Management. He is an expert we trust. You can find all about him and his team on our resource tab.
At teamlally.com. And not only do we trust Duke to refer people to, but they have been managing some of my properties for years. Doing a great job.
All right, we have 2 more open houses. So one more on Saturday, July 5th, 1 to 4. This one is on Lakini Street, Unit 518.
In Honolulu.
Yep, $625,000.
This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square feet, high-rise condo.
The seller will pay the HOA for the first 6 months. Motivated seller.
Nothing says motivated seller than paying your HOA for the next 6 months. Floor-to-ceiling windows with natural light and 3-sided views. 3-sided views?
Yes, overlooks the park and green space for serene living.
Prime, what is this?
Salt
Lake location with easy downtown access.
All right, so our last open house is in Eva Beach on Sunday from 2 to 5.
Yeah.
This is in Ocean Point, $1.1 million. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 1,800 square feet, detached home.
This is a VA assumable loan with a gap of under $80K and 37. Did I say 37?
Yes.
Yeah, I said 37 solar panels.
New energy efficient AC system with only a $30 a month electric bill. Wow.
The adult kids can come move back in. The electricity is so low. No, don't tell them. Tell them it's high. They got to move out. Where? 3-car garage.
Wow.
Preferred for extra, perfect for extra storage, a home gym, or parking.
Professionally landscaped backyard with extended lanai.
Spacious upstairs loft for office, playroom, or additional living.
All right. So come explore some of these open houses over this 4th of July weekend.
4th of July weekend.
Yes.
And Adrienne, you had something else?
And on Monday, we have our career night.
Career night, July 7th, coming to a town near you.
Kapolei.
We're going to be having it at our office, so you get to see what a real-life real estate team and office looks like. And it's going to be fun, it's going to be entertaining, and your mind is going to be blown.
We're going to have on-the-spot interviews right after we're done.
Yeah.
All right, we are going to take a break, but stay with us. When we come back, we'll be talking with Adam Marumoto of Kona Ice. From fundraising to parties, find out how his shave ice trucks are spreading aloha across the island.
So stay with us.
Decades 107.9 playing the greatest music ever made. It's Mornings with Augie. Hey, you know someone that moved to the mainland but left the rental property behind? So Amber wanted to create a new investment opportunities on the mainland, but she had to sell her island rental first. So she reached out to our good friends Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. Handling the business virtually with Amber, Adrienne and Attilio came prepared with multiple 5-star selling strategies, including adjusting Amber's selling price expectations, and the home sold in days. If you're in the market to sell your home and you want a team that will make you the most money with the least amount of drama, you can trust our good friends Adrienne and Attilio of Team Lally. Give them a call today, 808-799-9596. That's 808-799-9596. They're trusted. You see their signs all over in my community. Visit teamlally.com today. That's teamlally.com today.
Hey, Sean Hannity here, talking with the only real estate agent in your market I recommend. Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. Now more than ever, buyers and sellers need an expert to navigate this ever-changing market. And what do you do to stand out?
Hey, Sean, we are a team with over 500 plus 4.9-star reviews, over 1,600 transactions under belt, and 20 years in the business. It's going to take a lot of resources to get a home sold today.
What kind of programs do you offer?
Sean, we offer the guaranteed sale, instant offer close in 12 days, $10K for upgrades, love it or leave it, no hassle listing. No matter what situation the client is in, we've got solutions.
Great update. Thank you for keeping us informed. Put the most experience and the best marketing to work for you. Call Team Lally now at 799-9596 or online at teamlally.com. That's teamlally.com.
In today's fast-changing real estate market, you need access to the right information to make smart choices. I invest in real estate all over the country, and I rely on smart agents who know their local market inside and out. In Honolulu, I work with Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi. Adrienne, Attilio, and their team sell a home every 72 hours and have over 750 five-star reviews. Go to teamlally.com and find out in just seconds what your home is really worth.
Today's show continues.
Give it to me, I'm worth it. Baby, I'm worth it.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the guaranteed sold program, or We'll Buy It. I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Attilio.
And if you have any questions, you can reach us at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Our guest today is a dedicated entrepreneur and community-minded business owner who has been serving smiles across Oahu since 2015. As the franchisee of Kona Ice in Kapolei and Ewa Beach areas, he's built a mobile business that brings cool treats and even cooler moments to school sports events and local fundraisers.
Known for his aloha spirit, consistency, and love for giving back, he's not just running a business, he's creating joyful experiences, one colorful shaved ice at a time. Whether it's a neighborhood event or a school fundraiser, he shows up ready to serve and support. Please welcome our guest, Adam Marumoto.
Hi, Adam.
Hi, Attilio. Wow, what a nice intro. I didn't expect that.
Yeah. Hey, we're running a professional radio show. No, we just
oh my God.
Before we were like, oh, get the Kona Ice guy. He can come talk story. And then when we was doing the show in the beginning, but we're like, hey, we gotta step it up a little bit. But how we met for the listeners is that we sponsored an event in Adrienne and Laura's neighborhood, Haleakea. And we was giving out free shave ice. We was knocking on the doors. It was a nice hot day.
It was very hot.
Very hot day. And Adam was over there with the Kona Ice.
Just cooling all the neighbors off.
Yeah, cooling all the neighbors. It had some adults too.
Smiles.
Yeah, a lot of smiles.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
kids came by with their bicycles and scooters, and the families stopped by with their cars. It was really nice.
Yeah. And then, but we was like, I had come with my son, and he's 17, going on 18 this summer, and he remembers playing soccer at the Kapolei Regional Park, over there by the James Candle building. He's like, he remembers this truck. And I was like, yeah, you as a kid, you had to go slap because you was putting your mouth underneath the syrup spigot. Don't put your mouth underneath the syrup spigot. But no, I know it's.
Do kids really do that, Adam?
Well, they probably put
here
their
and
hand
there,
underneath.
here and there, maybe once a year. You have
once a year.
Do it.
Driving down the street, get the kids stuck on the back by the syrups, just hanging onto the truck because they're so addicted to sugar. No, but it's shave ice. I mean, everybody knows Matsumoto shave ice from the North Shore. And shave ice has been in Hawaii's culture for a long time. Tell us about this franchise because until you said it, I had the same misconception. I thought it started in Hawaii because it's Kona Ice, but where did it?
Yeah,
tell us the story.
I mean, it did not start here originally in Hawaii. It started in Kentucky in 2007.
Yeah,
I found it completely by mistake. I wasn't even looking for shave ice. I never thought about getting into this business, but I was looking into fundraising and community rooted type of if I could find something that was along that line that was community based, community rooted, and that's how I ended up finding it. My original goal was not to get a shave ice business, but when I found out about Kona Ice and the fundraising aspect of it, and getting involved with the schools, the youth sports, the YMCAs, the Boys and Girls Clubs, and that kind of thing, and doing the fundraising, and then trying to grow the business that way.
Yeah.
It kind of opened up my eyes, and I reached out to Ice in Kentucky, in Florence, Kentucky, and did my application process, and eventually got started. And by that time, there were already Kona Ice franchisees here in Oahu and in Maui.
Wow!
So I was lucky to get one, and I started in Kapolei, like I did 10 years ago. Started in Kapolei, and we kind of grew from there. Another thing I liked about the business is it's a low calorie, all natural.
Yes.
Vitamin infused syrups, stevia and pure cane sugar, and I kind of like that idea as well because it's easier to get out there and deal with the schools and the youth leagues when you do have a more. We're not competing with Matsumoto's, we're not competing with the high end side, and it's not as expensive. It's a volume thing and a healthier version. And a fundraising aspect, and I kind of opened my eyes, and I kind of wanted to go into that direction.
Talk about the flavors. I don't remember because I went and get them, and then I got it, and then I was like, what I like is you can put as much as you self-serve the syrup because you have those syrup dispensers on the back side of not on the back side. On the side.
You always have the same flavors, or do they swap out?
Tell us about these flavors. What it seemed. Tell us about the flavors.
Side of it.
Yeah,
it's exciting. It's a self-serve.
Yeah,
basically, and the kids love it. It's eye level to an average 6-7-year-old kid.
Yeah,
it's eye level, and they can they flavor their own shave ice. We give them of the blank shave ice, and they'll do their flavoring. We have 10 flavors outside the truck. The most popular with the kids are like blue vanilla. This is the local favorite, and then you have lihing moe, and then you have tiger blood. Tiger blood has like a coconut flavor infused in there with this cherry and strawberry type thing, and you get pina colada and stuff like that.
I can't imagine the flavoring from Kentucky. Hey, Sam, go ahead and get me some of that Lihing Moe syrup. We got to send it out to Adam and Hope. No, or you got to make that local. How did that work out?
Yeah, it's a local. It's a local favorite. Yes, but we have to get that one from a local distributor. But they know about it. Kona Ice is on it. They've heard of Lihing Moe before.
Yes.
They don't make their own, so we get that from a local distributor. But the rest of them we order from corporate.
Yeah, because you can imagine like in Kentucky, they
have different flavors in Kentucky.
Daddy, give me some of that Lihing Moe shave. What the heck are you talking, boy? But
they got
but
interesting flavors out there.
What kind? Ones. Yeah, have you heard of any flavors in the mainland that are popular there, but we haven't seen them here?
Oh, there's hundreds. Orange Dreamsicle, they got like cotton candy.
Yeah.
Let me see. Nothing.
Yeah, I just
Blue
got all
raspberry.
Yeah, so
Blue raspberry is very popular in the mainland, and we carry it once in a while. So we'll change up the flavors every once in a while, so we're not stuck with the same ones all the time.
Yeah, and I noticed that so you got the shave ice is very like fluffy. They have like some
What's your secret to the fluffy ice?
What's the secret to the fluffy ice?
It's just a good shaver.
Yeah.
They provide all the equipment for us. It's a high powered shaver. We use cubed ice. We don't use a block, and it comes out really fast. But of course, it's not going to meet that level of fluffiness like your brick and mortar type.
Yeah.
But it happens real fast.
The difference. I cannot tell the difference.
I'm happy to hear that. But it's not as fine, but it comes out pretty fluffy.
Yeah.
It's a high-speed shaver. We use cubed ice instead of the big block ice.
Yeah.
But the key is the speed as well, because sometimes we got a lineup of kids. Whole team comes, 1,000 kids will come,
I know.
and we can pretty much serve them within
really quick,
30 seconds, 1 minute. Everybody has a shave ice in their hand.
Yeah, and they're all fighting over the spigots and stuff, so they're doing that on their own.
Right.
Adrienne, had a question?
So Adam, I know that like a big part of this business was like the community and the fundraising. How exactly does the fundraising work with the Kona Ice?
They'll schedule. Well, everyone is different. Schools will schedule us for a fundraising appointment at special events or after the school day ends. or like a meet and greet day or movie night, that kind of thing. And we'll park at the school. Everyone will know that we're coming. And we run the sale, and we give back 25% of our sales to the school for their needs. Yeah. And then sports is a little bit different. If we can get a truck to a sporting event, and they can reserve us a parking, and we get all our permits all lined up, like a soccer tournament, flag football is kind of big right now. Soccer, baseball tournaments are big, and they can reserve us a really nice spot. And we have the truck available. We'll stay there. We'll do the same thing. We'll run the sale for the entire duration of the tournament. And then we'll donate 25% as well.
Nice.
So we had a check to donate for their, they gotta buy trophies. They gotta maybe sponsoring a team that's traveling, or maybe pay for some of the referees, or stuff like that. So whatever can help them, and we just try and schedule it when we can. We're not always available, but we try to prioritize those kind of things.
What if I just you come in my neighborhood because I like fundraise because I need to go to Vegas. You guys up?
I never tried that one. I don't know if I want those kind of telephone calls, but
you're like, I never save enough in my 401k. Can you come fundraise for my retirement? So talk about the.
My phone will be ringing.
I know. It'd be like, hey, I need that truck over here now. But
how many trucks do you have, Adam? Is it just the one, or you have multiple?
Started off with one in 2015. Now we have three.
Oh wow,
and
nice.
We're gonna stop there probably. I can only drive one at a time. So, And we got like 5 employees, so it can get busy sometimes. Yeah. And not everybody can work 7 days a week, so we just...
Hey, real quick, what's a phone number people can call to book you? Give me the phone number.
It's 808-551-9046.
80551-9046, okay.
But they have to be in Eva or Couple A, right? Couple A. In order to work with you?
We basically service all the way from we have zip codes. Yeah. Because we have there's 5 Kona ice trucks on the island. Our family has 3. Our zip codes run from Manoa all the way through to Kapolei.
Oh
wow!
That's even if you call us, we refer each other to.
I just call you.
Business. Yeah, I refer business to the other owners, and they do the same for us. Yeah, because they get overbooked sometimes, and we do too. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's slow, and sometimes it's really busy. But it seems like everybody wants the Kona ice truck at the same time. So sometimes we have to really
the high season.
We gotta share.
And you guys aren't like the Manapua truck driving down neighborhoods, right? You're always at fixed events.
If we have time in between, we'll drive around. I might have a birthday party, at noon, and I might have a birthday party at 3, and I'm out on the road. It's 2 hours. We might stop at the parks here and there, and people are like waving us down, and families come running over, that kind of thing. Or sometimes we'll do that just to kill time in between.
That used to be back in the day, I was born and raised here, man. Every truck, I don't care what it was selling, we always called it the Manapua truck. Do people come up to you and say, is this a Manapua truck? Do you have fried noodles?
I just started that. Basically, I just started the business that way because when my first truck got here in 2015, we basically had to go out because very little appointments at all. And people didn't know what the business was. And I had to pass out a lot of business cards, and then I had to give a lot of free samples, and I had to drive around every beach in Kapolei and meet a lot of families and teachers and coaches that way, and kids. So it started off kind of like that.
You started that way, Manapua truck style. Yep. Do you have music? Yeah. Does yours play music, or you just?
Yeah. Oh, we play music too.
It's like Pavlov's dog. When we hear that music, we started salivating already, and then. But hey, I don't know. It seems like COVID kind of took a hit on all those Manapua trucks, but I wish they would come back and back in the day, because you would get everything over there. You could get like socks, T-shirt, fried noodles, Manapua, ice cream. No clothing, but it was everybody called it the Manapua truck. No matter, even if it was just ice cream, you call them the Manapua truck. But
I see some of the old school guys. There's a few left out there. I see them still going. Yeah,
still going. But the last thing, we have a lot of entrepreneurs listen to the show. What would be your advice to someone looking to become an entrepreneur like yourself? Like, what was part of the keys of the decision-making process for you to choose this franchise and be an entrepreneur?
I would say be patient, but plan ahead. And I didn't think of doing this overnight. It was something that I had done a bunch of research, and it came down to a few selections of what I wanted to do. And I stumbled upon this by luck.
Yeah.
I was looking at the fundraising aspect, community based, something I could build from within a community, and it could grow for years and maybe even a generation and capacity to my kids, something like that. And I stumbled upon this, and it made total sense to me when I saw the business model of Kona Ice. I saw, it kind of fell exactly into what I was thinking ahead of time about my goal.
Yeah.
And then when you find it, hopefully you can find it, but take your time to look for something that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense to you. And then when you find it, I would say set the timing for yourself and
go for it.
Put your foot down and do it. Go for it.
Yeah. This is a known fact from the Small Business Association, but something like 90% of mom and pop businesses don't make it past 5 years, but about 90% of franchises make it past the 5-year mark. So good job hanging in there and doing it and growing the business.
So Adam, do your kids, do they currently help you with the business? Are they driving any other trucks yet, or?
No, they're in the military, but when they come home, they're more than willing to help out here and there. But they live abroad.
Gotcha.
But the plan is to keep it going until they retire and
take them over.
Or at least manage it, or that'd be really nice. Yeah.
You ever? So your kids wasn't small enough where when you went pick them up from school, you picked them up in the Kona Ice van.
They're already in high school already.
Oh man.
They're graduating out of high school basically in 2015 when I started.
That would have been cool to go pick them up at school.
Yeah.
That's your dad.
That would have been cool. Yeah.
No, and but they could have. Did any of them take the Kona Ice truck to prom or anything?
No, no. It took us too long to go, buy something at the store. Yeah. Give them the keys. They go, put gas for me, and then, go and get dinner at the store and come back. Kind of thing. Yeah, that kind of. And people are asking them to buy a shave ice, and they're like, no, we're closed. We're closed.
We're closed.
The kids all chasing you down the street, in your neighborhood. Every time you come to your house, they're like chasing you down the street. What are shave ice? What are shave ice?
Yeah.
You ever arrived at your house and had one child stuck to your bumper?
No. I had kids waiting at my house for shave ice, but not stuck to my bumper.
Not stuck to the bumper. Like,
they're just waiting for you to come back.
You're like, I'm in Eva Beach, and where you came from? Oh, when you was in Manoa, I went jump on. I rode them all on the H tree. Everybody was waving. You thought you was like, you're like, oh, I'm very popular with this Kona Ice truck. They were waving at you, but they were telling you that there was a child on your rear bumper that was drinking from the spigots. Anyway, that would be a good cool promo. You do a cool promo like this Kona Ice is so good. The kids they can't resist it in the H1 freeway with the kid on the back bumper. But
that is a good one.
Yeah. Adrienne, you had some.
I was going to say, we're coming near to the end of our show. Is there anything that we haven't touched on yet that we should, that our listeners need to know about Kona Ice?
Oh, give us the phone number one more time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 808-551-9046.
All right, 551-9046.
And being community based is really great, and fundraising is really great. But then there come seasons as well, and then that's when we really get the other things, which are like the kids' birthday parties, graduation parties, and we get anniversaries. We get a lot of safety week for companies that are hiring vendors for safety week to reward their employees, or like beat the heat summer things for their business when they surprise their employees with something in the summer. We do family reunions. We've done weddings. We've done so like I said, at least the start and the root of the business is through the community, and from there people get our telephone number, because our telephone number is on all of our trucks. And
your name.
And
your name is on the truck.
So it grows from being community rooted, and we get happy occasions, and we get some sad occasions too. But we do a lot of that kind of thing. celebrations.
Oh, Uncle, he loved the shave ice, and one thing he said when his celebration of life, he wanted the Kona ice truck.
We've done those, we've done those, and it's nice. It's very nice. It adds a touch, it adds a touch to everything, weddings or celebrations of life or anything like that. Yeah.
Well, one last disclaimer. Your last name is Marumoto, not Matsumoto. Yeah. So no relations to the guys out in Haleiwa, but thank you for having the 3 trucks and bringing sweet smiles into our communities.
Yes, thank you, Adam.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for inviting me, and never expected anything like this but I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, we hope you get some calls, and I know for sure we'll use you for more events. So if people out there, you have events, Adam was awesome. We brought shave ice to our Halekea community in Eva Beach, and everybody had fun.
Beautiful. It was fun. Beautiful community.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adam.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Aloha.
Aloha.
All right, so we just have a couple more minutes.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about our deal of the week and then remind you again of our career night.
Which is July 7th. All you got to do is go to Hawaii Career Night to RSVP, get directions and reminders. And our deal of the week is in Kapolei,
967 Makakilo Drive. Number 2. And there's no price yet.
No price yet. 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 1,411 square feet.
It's in Polyhood Gardens in breezy Makakilo.
Remodeled kitchen with stainless steel appliances and granite countertops.
Enjoy ocean views from your private garden patio.
AC units in both primary and guest bedrooms.
The community includes a pool and walking, jogging paths.
Comes with a washer and dryer and 2 assigned parking stalls.
Just minutes from Kapolei shopping, dining, and schools.
Well maintained and move-in ready.
I would say just if you want to get updated on the price or when you can get a look, just give us a call at 799-9596 and maybe we can get you a little sneak peek.
All right, and basically, hey, if you're wanting to find out where's all the happenings in our community, always check out our website. We have, if you go to the listing aspect of our website, you can actually just look at all of our listings because the drop-down menu says our listings. So.
Yes.
But that's it. We are looking for team members, whether you have real estate experience or not, you're in the real estate school thinking about real estate. If you're hungry, you're humble, and you're smart,
go to jointeamlally.com.
And we will get you on an exciting career that you can take control, take back your time, get you into home ownership, get you educated, help other families on this island own homes and sell homes. That's what we're all about.
All right, thank you for listening, and thank you to our sponsors.
Jodie and Derek of Pacific Rim Mortgage.
Bradley of Allstate Insurance.
Kenji with Pillar Post Home Inspection.
John with Kilauea Pest Control.
Duke with Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Robinson Fine Line Paintworks.
Amphi with Estate Planning Group.
Jason Wu, Attorney at Law.
Rhino with Hawaii Unified.
Janice of Dreamhouse Drafting.
Fabio with Hawaii Water Damage Restoration.
Kyle of Impact Wealth.
Brian with Cleanscape LLC.
Benji, Hawaii Referral Agent.
And Danny with DHA Financial. If you want to get a hold of any of our sponsors, all you got to do is go to teamlally.com.
We also want to give a big thank you to Leah Rodriguez, our producer here in the studio, and Sheen, our video producer.
Chee-hoo.
Make sure to tune in next week. We'll have an awesome guest talking about something that'll change your life
forever. This is the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the guaranteed
sold program. If we can't sell your home at the agreed upon price and or time frame, we'll have it bought for cash.
Thanks and aloha.